Hi, quick first impressions review of the new Inov8 Racepac. I want to cover first of all the key differences between this and the fairly new Inov8 Ultrapac 8, which this is going to supersede, as you can see, because it has the new branding on it. And also the differences between this and the Salomon Adv Skin 12, which I think is the main competitor, and as you can see, it's drawn some inspiration from that. So the first thing, the differences between this and the Ultrapac. One is the no 360 degree pocket. So on the Ultrapac, it'd go right round, and then there'd be a pocket on top of the back pocket where you could put things in. Now, that was the theory. In reality, it was incredibly difficult to get stuff in there. It was really tight. It wasn't anything like the Adv Skin. So you'd really struggle if you had, let's say, your mandatory gear in the main compartment. You'd struggle to get anything in the mesh pocket, which is on top of that main compartment. That's gone, which I think is a really good thing. The second thing is there's no dual soft flask position. So in the previous vest, the Ultrapac 8, you could have your flasks here, but you could also have them in a small pocket there going through the back. That's also gone. In terms of pockets, there are less pockets on this, but they seem to be a little bit bigger, so I think they've simplified things, which I, for one, think is a great thing. I don't think you need 600 pockets, you just need access and a decent size of them. So on the right-hand side, there was an extra pocket on top. So here, you've got a side pocket that stops there. It doesn't come around to the front, it stops here. And then you've got this pocket on top of the flask, which is actually really accessible and easy to put your phone and stuff in there. I know sometimes when there's a pocket, particularly with the old Inov8 packs, when there's a pocket on top of the flask, you'd struggle to get anything in. But I've got my earbuds in here, no problem, and the phone goes in really easily. So that extra pocket that emanated from the side, that's gone. There were also on the Ultrapac 8, there were two small pockets which you could access here, and they went quite deep, and they went underneath the side pocket and just to the side of the flask. They were okay, but the problem is when you put stuff in, they tended to fall to the back because they went so deep. They tended to fall to the back, and they're really hard to access. And also, why do you need them? You know, if you've got decent space here, I feel you don't need them. So that's also gone. On the left-hand side, there was an extra pocket on the flask itself on the Ultrapac 8. Which has now gone. Now that was really tight. I used it to put a handheld torch in there. You could put a few gels in, but what's the point in separating where all your gels are going? I personally like to have everything in one place so that I can just grab it and I know how much I've got left. I'm not fishing around in multiple locations for the same product. That's about it. I could have missed a few bits and pieces. What's different on this is the back compartment, I feel, is wider and it goes a bit deeper. Definitely goes a bit deeper. So now there's definitely more volume in there. I put in before all the mandatory gear for a standard UTMB. I also put the cold weather gear. I also put the hot weather gear. And I also put an extra flask in there, and there was still room. So there's that. What else? The side pockets, this is a huge thing for me. So I actually bought the Ultrapac 8 and I sold it and I bought this instead. And the main reason is I was used to the Salomon Adv Skin 12 pockets in terms of their depth. When you put something in, you're really confident it's not going to come out. Whereas Inov8, I've seen, and some of the older packs, the pockets are really shallow. So whilst you can get stuff in there, I was constantly worried it's going to fall out, whereas with these, they're a lot deeper, and there is literally no worry. So here, you'll see my waterproof. Now, half of that would be hanging out on the Ultrapac 8, whereas there you can see it's buried. It's absolutely fine. The flash pocket, The flask pockets are much easier to access than the Ultrapac 8, and I have here the Salomon flask because it's got the measured aspect there, so if you're having electrolytes and other bits and pieces and you're trying to measure those out, it's a lot easier. And as you can see, that goes straight in, which does not happen on the Adv Skin 12. So they're the main differences between this and the old Ultrapac 8. Now I had a quick chat with somebody at the store, and I said, is there, because both products are on the website obviously, but the Ultrapac 8 has got the old branding. I said, you know, it looks like this is going to supersede that, and she said yes, it is. Now here's the main difference, it's huge. This costs £70 and you can get 10% discount codes all over the place, so you're looking at £63 without the flasks, but 63 quid, which is phenomenal. The Ultrapac 8 costs £130. Now, if you shop around, I've seen it on sports shoes for about 100 quid with a code as well. So you can get it significantly less, but it's still more expensive than this if you have the flasks. Looked on Inov8's website, and the new flasks are £20 each. Now you don't need to use those, as you can see here. I've got Salomon, or you can use, you know, some off Amazon or whatever. But the end result is, you know, ultimately you've got a vest here for £63, which is absolutely phenomenal. And if you can make it to the store at the moment, as of the 6th of April, they're selling it in store for £50. So it's well worth it. Now the difference between this and the Salomon Adv Skin 12. The side pockets are much easier to access on this, even as you can see there, with the new Adv Skin model that you've got. They're far easier. There's slightly more storage on the Adv Skin. I'd say in the back, I'm not sure, this is supposed to be an 8, but it's bigger, definitely bigger than the Ultrapac 8, and it feels more like the 12. So I'd say the back storage is probably the same, especially when it stretches out. There's more storage on the Salomon in terms of front pockets, because you've got, let's see, certainly here you've got an extra zip pocket on the front, and on this side here, where this ends there, that pocket, on the Salomon, this reaches round here, so you've got extra space. However, how much do you need? With everything I put in this, nutrition, with all the extra bits and pieces in there that would easily last a 50-mile unsupported. I did a 32-mile unsupported in the old Ultrapac 8. With this, you could get further. So whilst the Salomon does have extra storage, I would question how much you need that extra storage. If you do, then the choice is clear. What else? This breathes better than the Adv Skin because there's one layer separating your body from the rear compartment, whereas on the Salomon, if I remember correctly, you've got 1, 2, I think 3 layers possibly, and also the outer shell of the back compartment is water resistant, which I don't think this is. So this does breathe a little bit better. The fit feels the same. It's been a long time since I've had the Adv Skin 12, but I recall the fit feeling the same. As I mentioned, the flasks are all easy to put in on this. I think, and finally, the connection here is very similar to the Salomon. However, there are some key differences, and what I'm going to do is undo it so that you can see. See, I'm going to struggle now. I'm filming this. There we go. I'm going to undo it so you can see. So, with a Salomon, these sections are already connected, and you would put the section that you tighten, that would be the bit that you connect, if I remember. No, I'm talking rubbish. No, that's incorrect. Okay, let's move on from that because I can't remember how you connect the Salomon. I think it is similar in fashion to this, but there is still a key difference. So you've got these little hooks, they attach really easily. I'd say a little bit more easier than the Salomon, which can be a bit finicky. And then you've got this section which tightens. Now if you just tighten it, like this and leave this dangling, it will actually loosen. So what they've done is put a hook on the end of this, and then you attach this to the other side and it locks in there, and it makes it really, really secure. So that is about it. I haven't run in this yet. As I say, it feels pretty much the same. The Ultrapac 8, I would say, felt a little bit more secure than the Salomon, but it would, wouldn't it? Because the connections on the chest were static rather than this dynamic cord. And if you connect something like that, then obviously it's going to be more secure at the expense of being able to breathe and it moves with you. This, I've run up and down the drive a couple of times and it feels a tad less secure than the Ultrapac 8, and I would say more in line with the Adv Skin 12, which is still absolutely secure, but again, if you've got something like that, then it is going to move slightly more. That's it. So I will post up a full review once I've run a ton of miles in it. Take care.